Hi there, and welcome to day two. I hope yesterday's day one wasn't too much for you. Again, with these kind of things, we want to make sure that you are armed with as much information as you can be, because it's going to make a big difference in choosing your course. So, today we want to tell you more about the course that you're interested in, more of what actually goes on in it, and describe some of the things that will happen during your course. So let's get those slides back up for you and showcase exactly what is going to be happening on your PT course. So day two, what's the PT course like? So this is a little bit of an overview of the course itself. Level two is your gym instructing element of the diploma, and you will have to complete a unit on anatomy and physiology. Unit two is professionalism in the workplace. So we go over things that you might not really think about, but you might actually just do naturally as part of your professionalism. But we also need to talk about things that you probably don't know about just yet. Unit 3 is probably one of the most boring units that you will get on this course because it's health and safety. Now, health and safety might be boring, but there is a lot of health and safety that you need to know about in order to train people correctly, safely, and make sure that you are also kept safe in the process. Unit 4, supporting clients, we are going to expand upon how you deal with people, what kind of limitations you have when it comes to things like nutrition, how you would start to set up the process of supporting your clients. It's not just all about throwing people into the gym. And obviously, we can then see Unit 5 is program design, where you will actually design a program for a client. Now, at level two, you will need to find yourself a client, and this is because you need somebody to train for your assessment. This person's not given to you, but it also doesn't need to be just some random person in a gym. It can be anybody from your friends to your family and anybody who wants to help you ultimately. We do try to say to keep that person throughout your entire course, but again, if you need to change that person for whatever reason, we can obviously help you and advise on what should be done. Now you will see there's different assessments. There is a formative, a summative, and an online theory exam. Your online theory exam is the anatomy and physiology exam. It is a multiple choice exam. It is open book and it is done online. There's no need to go to a centre or go somewhere to be invigilated. There is nobody who is looking through your laptop or camera to look at what you're doing during your assessment. You are allowed to have materials, you are allowed to have your notes, and that does mean that the questions that are asked might be, in some cases, quite difficult. You may need to look the answer up. But it is a good way of learning, and there is a 70% pass mark. The formative, really, what formative assessments are there for is to showcase that you are learning and building upon what you're learning. The consultation is the first thing that we look at for that. It is no more than a 10-15 minute video, and it is your first try at speaking with a client. So it is forming that kind of education that you will need to move forward. Summative session or the summative assessments, you have a gym session to do. Now, this will be based on your program design from Unit 5, and you'll then take your client through a full gym session, showcasing all the elements you need to show that you're a competent gym instructor. There is a group element as well, and the group element means that you must have three people in the group and take them through a quick session. Should be roughly around the 30-minute mark, or for some people, if they're taking a little bit longer, 45 minutes. The gym session can last anywhere as long as you want, but typically we see gym sessions lasting between an hour to an hour and a half. That's because there will be an element of cardiovascular training in there, and that can obviously impact the kind of session you're having with the warm-ups and cool downs included, stretching, etc. This all adds to the time of the session, so you're not just doing weights and stuff in the gym. Completing that will then give you a qualification at level 2 for gym instructing, but only forms the first half of your diploma. The second half is your level 3 in personal training, and this comes with a case study. Now, the case study is still done via an LAP, which we'll talk about in a second, but you will be doing a consultation task, a food diary with your client. You'll be giving them nutritional feedback and advice. You'll go on to a health task where you have to do different posters. There is a poster at level 2 to complete as well, but it's a very quick, easy one. The health tasks at level 3 are based on different elements, one of them being what the goal is from the consultation of your client, what kind of health advice you would give somebody with a specific ailment, and more on the biopsychosocial model, which is something you'll learn about at level 3. The technology task is there to make you aware of the technology that is now out there for personal training and for helping clients and yourself do better with each other. There will be an element of learning about advanced training. You will have program design, which will take elements from level 2 and then progress them onto level 3 standards. You will have alternative environments, which, after what's happened in the past, is something that really all personal trainers need to be comfortable with so they can train people in different places. There will be a business element to your course because there needs to be. You are going to be running a business at the end of the day. And if you didn't know about business, then obviously that would hamper you trying to be a good personal trainer. And then obviously there is an overview section where you will be answering different types of questions based on everything you've learned so far in the course from the manual. In the assessments for your level 3, it looks like there is more, but it will feel like there is a little bit less. There is another formative consultation. And again, this is your chance to take what you learned at level 2 and add to it to do a little bit more. So the consultation here is usually 20 to 30 minutes long and will probably take you that time just to have that much better in-depth conversation with your client. Summative, your personal training session. This will be an actual personal training session. You can change elements within the session. You will be able to advise better things this time round because you'll have more knowledge. You'll also have the ability to structure the session based on the programming that you did for your client and their given goal. So it's not so much of a gym session anymore, but more of an actual personal training session. You will do 4 advanced training methods, 1 CV method, 2 resistance-based methods, and 1 stretch method. And that will make up the 4 videos for the second part of the summative assessments. You will have 2 online theory exams this time, both multiple choice, both the same as before, both with 70% as the pass mark. But this time there will be less questions. So in level 2, you will get 50 multiple choice questions for anatomy and physiology. And at level 3, you will get 40 A&P questions, 40 nutritional questions. And then after your course, if you complete all that, you will then go on to do the different types of continual professional development. There is going to be a business course additional to what you learn at level 3, more nutrition, more programming, more on social media and client acquisition and so on. A lot of the CPDs we offer are there because that is what the industry has said they need, and we want to give that to you. And that's why at the bottom there we have that then equals industry success. Taking your diploma and jumping onto the gym floor is not something we advise. We do advise that you at least go through the business course and then you can take the other courses as you have the time. These courses are evergreen, and what evergreen means is we will be adding to the courses when people require more things to be added. For instance, if there was something new in nutrition that comes up and somebody wants a video done on it, we will then do the education on that video and add it into the course. All of our courses do require you to take an exam, and that's what gets you your certificate at the end of the day. When we look at the course, we obviously have different elements to it. And when you're thinking about doing our course or the diploma itself in personal training, you need to understand what's going to be involved. So, the practical side of the course, you will need to go and learn compound movements. That is your squats, your deadlifts, your overhead press, your or shoulder press, as some people call it. You'll need to do bench pressing. You'll need to understand how to do these movements, how to do them well. But please bear in mind, we're not looking for personal bests. We're not looking for you to go and lift stupid heavy weights. We want you to be able to do the movements well and to then teach them well. You'll need to learn how to use the CV equipment. Now, each gym might have different CV equipment, so familiarize yourself with all the equipment the gym has. But typically, we will see people use treadmills, rowing machines, cross trainers, and maybe some other form of activity. Sometimes it will be, I don't know, skipping or boxing. These are things to know about, but you don't need to actually be proficient in. You do need to be proficient in using treadmills and using rowing machines and using cross trainers and possibly in anything else that you might want to use on your course. You'll need to learn how to do free weights. Now, again, that could be exhaustive in the list that you're going to do. So we tend to say stick to the basics when it comes to free weights. Learn how to do some basic free weight exercises for the legs. Learn to do basic movements for chest. Learn to do basic movements for the back, for the shoulders, and for the arms. These can be different things that you might have done before, but if you need any help and advice, we will obviously be there to do that. Learning resistance machines. Again, your gym that you go to will have lots of different resistance machines. We recommend doing them all. Get yourself familiar with them. And even if it's a machine you don't like or don't use, just make sure that you can use it because maybe your client would want to use that machine. It's not always about what you do, but it will be about what your client does. Learning body weight exercises. So let's bear in mind that body weight comes in many different formats. You will be doing different body weight stuff during your assessments or just in general with clients. So learn how to do leg exercises, chest, back, shoulder exercises, arm exercises with body weight. Now that might seem a little bit counterintuitive because how many body weight exercises do you do for your arms or shoulders, etc.? But that's where your learning comes in. You need to maybe do some research or ask your tutor what kind of exercises they recommend. Dynamic stretching. Now, that might be a new word to you, dynamic stretching, but it's something we teach on the course. It's something that we delve into more in the course, but it is just a form of getting your client ready for a workout. You'll learn more about static stretching, which is at the end of a workout. Stretching doesn't have to be beginning or end or none, as it might be the case with most people. But stretching should be done at the beginning and end, but they are different types of stretching. There's obviously going to be a little bit about group training in there and how to coach groups. Also, you'll learn how to coach and you will learn advanced methodology and training. And that's all the practical side of the course. That's all things that you yourself will do in the gym. Some of the stuff you will submit videos for as part of your assessments, but some of it you might just want to do and then show to your tutor and get some feedback. And that's absolutely fine. And we advocate that for our courses. When it comes to the theory, there is going to be different parts that you need to do. You will be learning about anatomy and physiology, and there will be a multiple choice exam, as we spoke about. There will be an LEP at level 2 and at level 3, and that stands for Learner's Achievement Portfolio, and it's a document that you will be completing throughout your course. Each unit, there will be different questions to answer, and there will be additional things in that LEP for you to do, different tasks such as poster design, and really it helps you to start to understand the course. And you can obviously go back and look at your answers. You will be marked as you go along with the portfolio. And at the end of the day, we then keep that as part of evidence that you have passed the course. There will be a consultation video. Obviously, this is one at level 2 and one at level 3. And the big thing here is that you'll learn how to do the consultation beforehand. We have a consultation video along with advice that we will give you to show you what it looks like before you go and do it yourself. Poster designing, again, that is going to be something that helps you when it comes to being a real trainer. There is a little bit of poster design at level 2, and there is a little bit more at level 3. But again, we will advise and help you on that. When it comes to professional development, there is some of that in the LEPs. And again, that's a really good thing to start to think about and really go down the pathways that you want to as a personal trainer. Dealing with clients is going to be a big part of what you do moving forward. So we are going to be talking about that a lot when it comes to your course. Business development, technology research, all big things now in the industry. Obviously, with a lot of technology coming out over the years, we need to be really on point when it comes to our understanding of what it is and what it does, and understanding where it can actually help us. Business development wise, if you've never ran a business before, this is your time to learn about running a business. As we said, at level 3, that's where we do the business part of the course. And then afterwards, there is a CPD for you to complete. Nutrition practice, obviously, with the food diary you do with your client, you will get the chance to practice your ability in dissecting a food diary. There will also be that multiple choice exam on nutrition. This is to really show that you're proficient in doing nutrition. And then obviously there is a lot of program design in this course. You will learn how to design basic programming at level 2. And then at level 3, you will have a little bit more freedom to do the kind of work that you want with your client. It won't be as structured, but there should still be structure to it, as you'll find out when we do program design. And that's really the course elements. It may seem like a lot, but when you put it all together, it gives you a really grounded overview of what it's like to be a trainer. A trainer is not just somebody who goes in and tells somebody to move some weights or do certain exercises. There is a lot more to it, and understanding that these will all be things within your development of becoming a personal trainer is really core to your understanding of what the course takes to complete. A lot of people come into the course really with the practical elements already done. They understand how to do all the different movements, use different machines, and we will still try to add to that. We will still try give you a little bit more and talk about advancements above and beyond what's in the coursework. When it comes to theory, that a lot of the time is what is new to people. And that's why we spend a lot of time talking through how to complete the work, along with how to actually learn and develop your understanding of things. That's why the live course is one of our premier courses, because in teaching your course live, there can be that back and forth when it comes to questioning. But that is the course elements, that is the course itself. It is so much fun doing this course. I know it's been a little bit monotone there, going through the lists of what's involved in the course, but really, it's so much fun and it's very exciting. You get to train people, you get to have those conversations with people for the first time. We get to give you advice and help you become a personal trainer or the personal trainer that you're going to be. All this extra stuff adds to the arsenal you will then have behind you when it comes to stepping onto the gym floor so that you feel comfortable and confident on day one and not just that you are a newbie starting for the first time. So, this has been day two, and obviously, it's been a little bit more enjoyable talking about the course. What we're going to do tomorrow, if you still want to join us, is talk about day three, what happens during your course. Now, I've talked about all the different elements of the course, but what happens when you're actually on a course? So let's leave that till next time. And really, thank you for taking part today. It's been excellent seeing you all again. And until next time, I hope you take care and I will see you on day three.